Hello everyone, Chris Assis here, and today is our third video for legs and mostly feet. So if you haven't checked the videos before this one, it will be very helpful if you do. Today we're going to be working more on balance, more focused work, but all the work that we did in the previous weeks on misalignment and finding movement, and especially finding movement in positions that we are not that strong in, are going to help you immensely for this video. So please take some time to review, and they all work very well together. So you're gonna feel really strong and centered and balanced after the whole of it. So with no further ado, here we go. We're going to start with circling the ankle. Try to make your circles really big as you can. You can do more than 4, but at the end of it, drop over the outside edge, flex your toes, reach them out, and then reverse the circle. But I want you to really push it to the limit, not to hurt yourself, but see how far that ankle can stretch. Same here. You bring the foot as much forward as you can, and then slowly roll it back, flex the toes. Same thing on the other side. And one side might be different than the other, so don't assume that you're gonna reach the same position exactly, but we wanna really reach those toes out, really find that edge of the foot and reverse the circle. Try to make them equally big if that is possible. And at the end, again, bring the ankle as much forward as you can, slowly rolling back and stretching the toes. Okay, here we go. Bend the knees as much as you can. Find a nice steady base, and then just lift the heels and drop. So here, the important thing is not to squeeze and press our way to balance, but to keep this posture flowing, keep it breathing. So when you're gonna reach on your toes, you feel still that there is a little bit of orientation happening, and then we're gonna stretch the knees. Maybe we're going to fall a little bit out, a little bit back, but let the body move. Bend. Keeping the heels off the floor if that is possible. Keeping your breath pattern going. Find a nice steady rhythm. And notice what you need to do with your upper body so you can stay over the ball of the foot. Try not to overly squeeze, push, press, all these words that, sometimes create too much tension, but instead allow for the body to settle over that new position. When you're done, give your feet a little bit of a massage. Doing smaller circles and bigger circles like you see me do here. Of course, both feet. And then, when you're ready, we're going to do almost the opposite. From a standing stretch knees position, you lift the heels up, and then you drop them back down nice and gently. Make sure that you're not falling back when you do that. On the other hand, it should feel not like a straight line up, but like a little arch. It's going out on the outer edges of the foot, finding the middle and coming up. And as you're coming up, at the same time, you're coming a little bit forward. So you have all this, there's movement going side to side, there's movement going back and forth, and there's movement going up and down. So it's 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional. And we bend our knees and stretch. So now we're starting from a little bit more of a compromised position. You're already on your toes, your knees are stretched, maybe you're already struggling, and now you add the flexion in the knees. So notice again what your breath needs to do to keep you calm and what your body needs to do to keep you centered, but allow some movement to happen. You can see it in my toes, you can see it in my ankles, that there is movement there happening, tiny, tiny movements that will help you find center, find strength, realign yourselves. And again, give yourself a little bit of a break, a little bit of a massage. Yes, this can be an enjoyable process. Maybe your legs are burning, maybe your glutes are feeling it, maybe your ankles are like, what are you doing to me? But it can still be enjoyable. And when you're set, we're going to do like a little circle. We're going to start low, bend our knees, lift the heels, find balance, stretch the knees nice and gently, staying calm, staying strong, and drop the heels. And the reverse, lift the heels and bend the knees, drop the heels and stretch, and repeat. One foot balance. I want you to lift the other foot off the floor, doesn't matter how high, and I invite you to close your eyes. Keep on breathing and try to deepen your breath as you go, and let your body make these writing reactions, as we call them, to keep you balanced instead of squeezing everything and not letting anything move. As you can see, I'm moving. Tiny, tiny movements. Let them happen. Notice where you're keeping tension. And try to see where's the first place that movement starts from in your body. Everyone is a little bit different. Try to notice that for yourself and allow the movement to happen. As you're shifting the weight over, try to see how your body settles over the other foot. how it passes from 2 feet to 1 foot balance. If you don't want to have your eyes closed, which is perfectly understandable, try to focus your gaze on something that is not moving, something that is steady, and that will help you with balance. If you've already found some points in your body that are holding tension, try to direct your breath to them so you can slowly release. And I know that sometimes releasing when you're standing on 1 foot is not the first thing that you would think about doing, but it's mostly tension that creates off balance situations and not relaxation. So try to find that perfect state where you're not squeezing, but you're not dropping towards the floor either. Okay, now the fun begins. Heels off the floor. So here we go. Over on 1 foot, same idea. You're going to move. Your first thought is going to be to stop the movement. Don't stop the movement. Breathe, stay calm, let those writing reactions happen, and notice how your body is reacting. What is your body doing? And of course, enjoy the process. So obviously we're changing sides. You don't have to keep it as long as I am. Just explore a few seconds. That's more than enough. One side might be steadier than the other. You can see it here. I'm doing a lot better on my left. Again, focus your gaze on something that is not moving, something that is steady. It will help you immensely with balance. And we're starting from 2 feet. Notice how you can smoothly shift the weight over to 1 foot when you're ready, when you're steady and you have no tension, you're feeling ready to lift that foot, go for it. But take that time. You saw how it took some time to shift over, to feel how it is to be more on that one side, on that edge, on that 1 point instead of 2 points of balance, and then lift the foot. And keep staying calm. Notice the points in your body that you're holding tension. For me, it's my jaw and my neck. It's not really my foot or my hip. So take the breath there. And of course, when things get tensed, shift over. Again, manage the transition. Allow your body to settle. And then slowly you start to lift the foot. So settle first, and then you lift the foot off the floor. See, I didn't just jump over to the other side. Settle first. Find where you need to be, where you feel the strongest, and then you lift that other foot off the floor. heels on for the followers. Here we go. We did this without heels in the last video, but sometimes heels gives you a different perspective. We're going on the inside over the big toe, and on the outside over the baby toe, and then on the third go we find center. Pass from balance, check to see how things are going, keep that foot off the floor, and then do the same thing on the other side. The thing is, we're going to pass from these positions, but we don't want to stay over the big toe, and we definitely do not want to roll on the outside 100%. But we want to roll from the big toe to center and settle the baby toe on the floor so we can actually balance. See how I'm not keeping that baby toe off the floor. That's very important. Many followers stay over their big toe. That's a very common mistake. Sometimes some of the followers do fall on the outside of their foot. The most important thing here, though, is to be able to manage the transition. Here you can see it a little bit better. Let's see, from the big toe to the middle. How everything becomes aligned, and then when I roll in, my base gets affected as well. So it's not just the foot that I'm going to, that it's all messed up. The base and my hips and my spine, they all get affected because they are connected with the rest of the body. So the thing is, how do we pass from the big toe to the middle, settle all 5 toes on the floor, and find our balance using our heel, using our whole foot. Same goes for forward steps. Quite often, very, very often, we go straight for the big toe, find the middle. Again, we're going to pass from the outer edge, but we want to find ourselves in the middle, not to stay on the outer edge of our foot, and definitely not to fall over on the big toe, from the outside to center. That reorientation is very important. We are going to be off balance at some point in our dance, some point in our life. The important thing is, have we practiced to get ourselves back to center, to stay strong even in a compromised position such as this? What is also important to notice here is how all this affects the base. So when I'm going for the outside edge or for the inside too much, the whole base, the base leg, the one that's holding my weight, the one I'm leaving from, is also affected. And it is going to change the power and the dynamics and the connection that I have with the floor and with my partner. And now normal steps. Just walk it out. But notice here, see how I'm going from the outside to the inside of the foot. Did you see that? Now that I'm quite close. And when I'm going back, let's see. Big toe to the middle of the foot. There's always this roll happening. Let's see it again. Notice the transition. Yes? I I hope it's visible. I'm trying to make it as exaggerated as possible so you can see it, but it is normal. It's how your feet, our feet, not your feet, our feet are built to move. You can't create a straight line because our bones are curved, and then there's muscles working on them. So you can't create a straight line. There's always an arch somewhere, even if we don't notice it. Embrace it, bring it out, let it happen. And the way to do that is to explore its limits and its edges so we can smoothly roll on the arch. This is it. I hope you will enjoy it. Try as much as you can to focus on the orientation that your foot takes. You can't hit middle right away. It's not possible. That's why we did all these out and in, and how you make your way to the middle. That's important. That's one thing. And the second thing is, have in mind that you are going to be off balance, either because of what you did or because of how you interpreted the message from your partner, or something completely unrelated to you, someone walking into your space, something like that. The music, a sudden change in the music, many things can throw you off balance. The thing is, how can we manage the orientation of our foot and how that orientation affects the rest of our body? How we can come in sync with our breath, that also is important. So all of these things, how can you manage to use them so we can find balance, calmness, and strength again to go to the next step? So give it a go and send me any questions if you have, at the classic email. And I hope I'll hear your feedback and your questions and any other trouble that you might have with tango for our next videos to explore.